There's an expression, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and it's meant to impart some wisdom upon you where if you just put everything into one area and it doesn't work out, your goose is cooked. So it's better not to just go all in on one thing, but instead have it spread out a little bit just for the sake of safety. But I want to tell you the story about what happens when you do put all of your eggs into one basket and you win. You catch a huge W, and this basket's name is Clod. About a month ago, I made a video covering one of the most desperate marketing plays I've ever seen from a major studio. Pixar released a desperate Hail Mary to try and drum up public interest in seeing their new film, Elemental. Elemental had a really rough opening box office performance. It was kind of a disastrous first quarter here for the movie. It was looking like it was going to be a colossal flop because there was just really no hype and no one was really getting excited enough to go actually see the film. So it was looking rough. It was looking like me in a tall person contest. It was bad. It was hard to look at. And in their moment of weakness, they turned to the dark side. TikTok turbo cringe. To try and appeal to the Zoomers, they hatched a nefarious scheme.
Yo, yo, yo! Cause check it out. All grown up. And I smell good.
This was an official post on their Twitter account as well. The caption said, Clod's got the whole theater rooting for him or something like that. So Clod was more revered and cheered for than Jesus Christ himself if he was resurrected again. Everyone was losing their mind over Clod in a fucking fantasy dimension, not reality. Very clearly, this is all fake, but it's such an interestingly delusional idea because this is a brand new film, brand new character, and this is their first time ever seeing Clod. Clod is a minor character in this movie. Like, no one had ever heard of him before. Why the fuck would the theater be cheering for him like they had just witnessed their home team win the fucking Super Bowl? Now, obviously, most of that cacophony of chaos is composed of stock cheering sound effects, but there is actually some original property in there as well from people that must have been called in to just make a lot of noise. They went to the Elemental intern staff and said, look, if you guys want to keep this job, we're gonna need you to pop a fucking blood vessel in your neck cheering for our character Clod for this viral video we're trying to make. Jesus Christ, we need you now! So they just reluctantly kicked their feet and said, oh my god, whatever. Oh, Clod! Ah, Clod! Ooh-wee! And then it's like, alright, print it. And now we'll shake the camera around a little bit because our cameraman's also losing his fucking mind like he's getting thrown into a washing machine. It's like footage out of the Cloverfield movie. So that was the marketing campaign push they tried to make with Clod. Clod became the spearhead for the salvation operation of Elemental. And you know what's crazy? It worked. I just read the most recent report on Elemental's performance. It is the second highest grossing animated film of 2023, just behind Super Mario Bros. And above Across the Spider-Verse. That's right. It fucking out-earned Across the Spider-Verse. It just goes to show you, never underestimate Clod. Like, I guess that's the takeaway here. Clod is some kind of Cronenberg-esque deity demon of success. Like, somehow they were able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat thanks to an extremely strong international performance in the box office, especially in South Korea. Apparently, it fucking crushed it there. And it was able to turn around what was destined, fated to be a flop, and turned it into a financial success. Wild. Absolutely incomprehensible. I thought this was for sure kaput. I didn't think this stood a chance. I thought it flatlined. They must have called Doctor Strange in, got him on the horn and said, look, we need you to look into the multiverse and tell us which one has us making a profit off of this film. And he found the only multiverse solution. Clod. That was the answer. I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to suspect foul play. Something smells fishy here. This movie fell between the butt cheeks. No one was going to see it. And then they somehow pushed Clod really hard with, like, marketing such as this, like POV Clod actually lobotomizing an entire auditorium because they lost their mind looking at him. And somehow it worked? Like, I just refuse to believe Clod wields that kind of power. I don't know how this happened. I feel like they have to be lying about these numbers, just because it would be extremely embarrassing if it really was a massive flop. but I feel like that'd be highly illegal, and you could probably check the numbers through third-party sources, so it's probably not fake. It's just, I don't know, it's just so shocking that it somehow turned this around. It's making me believe in miracles. Like, who knows, maybe they'll re-release Morbius for the third time, and this time, Clod will endorse it, and then all of a sudden that shit fucking explodes straight to the moon. It's just, how? It out-earned Across the Spider-Verse, which is one of the best animated films ever made. This is an example of someone that was drowning, but then drank all of the water they were drowning in, so that way they were no longer drowning, and now their belly's nice and full. Elemental squeaked it out. And I want to be clear, this is not another example of me being wrong about a prediction. In my initial video I made, laughing at the goofy marketing material, I did say, you can never count out Clod. You never know what he's truly capable of, and man did he put his best foot forward here, and he saved Elemental for them. So I wasn't wrong. I was doubtful, of course, but I never outright said this movie is, 6 feet under, doomed to fail. I don't think. Maybe I did. Actually, there's a really good chance I did. But I also did say there is a chance Clod could save it, and he did. So my little ears are hearing that I wasn't wrong. I really pinned the tail on the donkey here. I knew this could happen, and it did. So, yeah. I just wanted to give you that kind of report on how Elemental was salvaged, thanks to Clod, the hero. And since I'm keeping you all updated on that, I might as well update you on a couple other things. I'm doing my first ever live event on September 8th. It'll be the 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's going to be a giant party as well as like a meet and greet so you can meet myself and the team. And we're going to be watching and going crazy for our Moist Esports Apex team as they hopefully take home the World Championship. It'll be about 5 hours per day. Tickets are still for sale at strascenter.org. It's $25 per day, or if you want to do all 3 days, it'll be $60. So just wanted to give you an update on that. There's about half of the tickets left, so just keeping everyone in the know there. And another thing I also want to update people on is Plague Seeker. The limited edition variant covers are also almost gone, so I just wanted to give you all an update there in case you wanted to check out Plague Seeker Issue 0. It's a comic book series I wrote myself this time around with Jackson, and I think it is an absolute fucking banger. So in case you missed the animation we dropped to celebrate Issue 0, I'll just go ahead and play the whole fucking thing here as well. The tickets to both Plague Seeker as well as the tickets to the live event are going to be in the description of the video as well.
1,000 years ago, humankind ruled the earth. Even in their failings, they prospered across the planet. But that would all change in the blink of an eye. Those who persevered beyond the impact never truly survived. The mutations made them something more than human. It drove them mad. Those closest to the calamity were transformed completely. Known as plagues, their overwhelming power leaves all helpless as they seek to dominate our world. The worst of them were born where nothing had the right to survive. Terrifying beings known to us as the Great Plagues. 8 in total spread themselves across the planet, each ruling their own territory. Without mercy, they shaped our world. And yet there was one that not a soul dare speak of. Born at the very center of the impact. A plague far different than all the others. He bore the strongest curse of them all. An insatiable hunger to devour the